I do not endorse anything said in this stream.
Hi. Memes isn't actually here right now. He's in the hyperbolic. He's in another castle.
So help me if he blew up the hyperbolic time chamber again.
I think he's pooping.
Although this is gonna be weird.
The title of the conference was something like Ground Truth or Turtles All the Way Down. And so it seems as though there's one Ruliad. I don't think it rules them all.
Yes, it's on the back of an infinite number of hyperruleal turtles.
Did somebody say cheesecake?
This brings up a very interesting question. Is cheesecake pie?
Fishies!
I love the fishes because it's so delicious.
Fishies.
I could eat them every day, and my mom says that's okay.
I think I lost memes, guys. Hey, sorry. I don't know where he is. I hope he's okay and brings back snacks. Ta-da!
There's people are commenting on the outrage of hacking the universe on a MacBook Air.
Here's some more stuff you can use, me. Cut it all up.
I ate too much pie today.
Angry Fizz.
I think so. I think cheesecake is already pie. Mm-hmm. And it has crust, and so does cheesecake, which is why cheesecake is actually pie.
Memes is asking, if one had the opportunity to pursue a completely different avenue in life, even though it's not one's formal field.
Oh, I forgot I did the other thing. What? I need a little bypass. Here we go.
I know I should be wary. Still I venture someplace scary. Ghostly haunting, I turn loose.
It's showtime!
This is what happens when you actually use a playlist instead of a random thing. But hey guys, what's going on? Memes here, and I'm joined by Fizz?
Yeah, I'm in the costume. Don't tell nobody.
I can see that. Are you like the furry of the Six Paths?
I'm a Mataratsu from Okami, the game.
God bless you.
Don't tell anybody it's me.
Okay. Mamatsu. I thought that was the Itachi thing with the burning black flames and everything. But
It's a sun goddess in Japanese lore.
can I just call you Itchy Fizz?
Did you say itchy?
Yes. It looks itchy.
It's actually pretty comfy.
It,
It sucks when the zipper gets stuck, though.
yeah. I mean, it looks warm.
Yeah, it's
But
pretty hot in this.
yeah, I need a thank you, Fizz. I want to thank you for holding down the fort while I was
Poopy.
away.
Yeah,
I
that
have
was
some.
big poop. Damn.
It was. I'm not saying that your intermission may have been played while bowels may have been moving, but I may have listened to a lot of times. So statistically, it was bound to happen. But
Nailed it.
yes. No, I went on a journey. I went out there to the great state of Utah because Mr. Thad Roberts at one point he mentioned he'd started the think tank monastery with co-founder, I believe, Echelon. And he's like, yeah, if you're going on a road trip or something, you're in the area, swing on by. I'm like, all right. He's like, oh, you should take a trip out sometime. And then I asked Professor, oh, this was probably one of the reasons why I wanted to do that. Oh, when you're such a noob. See, I feel like that's a terminology we should use for like, you remember back in the day when like adults and stuff were trying to learn computers and you have like Windows for dummies, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Okay. See, we don't want to be mean to other people. So rather than calling dummies, why don't we just call them noobs?
Yeah.
I feel it's more accurate because we all was noobs once, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we was new. See, that was the other thing, because this is the fun part about language, and this is what gets me into a lot of trouble, and again, probably not invited a lot of places, is, see, when I was a kid, when we had phones that had cords on them and stuff, yes, as I'm doing the little cell phone antenna thing in my hand, yes, just because I come at it from all angles. It's a
That's okay.
deformation.
I thought that meant hang 10. I'm pretty ancient.
Oh dear. I'm throwing West Coast signs.
West Side.
I'm on the wrong coast. Fizz, you sound a little low. Maybe it's me.
Like quiet?
You're much better then. No, it sounded like maybe the suit is muffling you.
Oh, that makes sense.
Ah, yes. See, it's logical. It's logical. Yes. And in order to continue on with my story, thank you for the intermission. But I then asked Professor Wolfram at some point in the past whether I should pursue such things.
Memes is asking if one had the opportunity and means to pursue a completely different avenue in life, even though it's not one's formal field of study. Thoughts on big life changes like that. My observation of people is those things tend to work really well. If you want to do that next thing, you have real motivation and energy for it, even though it's not at all what you've been doing before. It's my observation is people more often than not really thrive in that situation. I mean, I've been lucky enough to have done a bunch of different things.
Now just take that first 20 seconds there, and at least in your limited time, as a corporeal being on Mother Earth, don't adults often say the exact opposite thing?
Often. I think so.
It's like, no, don't do that. Dreams, hopes. No, you will assimilate into exactly what you're supposed to do very often because you simply need to survive in the system in which you were born without your consent.
Yep.
I'm just saying that allegedly a lot of people like to throw around the G word. Oh, Stephen Wolfram is a genius or something. Oh my god, the first people to show up are the sexy dating site people. Oh, thank you for coming, my friends. Okay. I'm gonna engage my BDSM powers. There we go. This is the thing. A very smart young lad went to all these fancy things, basically has his own company named after him. It literally has been creating artifacts from the future that what he says creates all these different things, and it's like he even says, he's like, yeah, could I be kind of like that guy? It's like, oh, well, you use this without this, I could sue you and everything. It's like, yeah, it's not worth the effort and stuff. It's like, wait a second. So he got a private company. He's been offered to be bought out a bunch of times. I don't know. See, I feel like that company, that might be $1 trillion company. Okay, maybe not. Okay, probably at least $1 billion or so in my. I have no idea. But I'm like, wait, hold on. Isn't that supposed to be a unicorn, or maybe a unicorn is $1 trillion company? I forget which one it is, but I'm like, to say no to money can be very difficult because, like, I like doing different stuff and things. I don't know. It's just refreshing to hear folks say that. I also like doing it while I have a celestial wolf girl watching Wolfram, but it's actually Itchy Fizz. That's a Taksu Masu. Yes.
Amaterasu.
Why can you say the words better than I can? It's all right.
Practice? Really liking the game? This is
I mean, no. You have been learning Japanese. It's canon.
Yep. Yep. The only thing, the little bit of the downside is that they have the gender wrong. Since they gender their celestials, and a lot of celestials have decided to gender themselves. So the sun god is a god. He chose to have a dong, I guess. I don't think he actually has a dong, but he chose the masculine form. So they're a little bit off in the fact that their version, their idea for the sun god is a sun god is, but they're not the only ones that think that. So
now, wait, did you say they were ungingered?
Ungingered. The Celestials technically never have needed a gender, because they don't, make little Celestials. They can't. They can make Celestial beast and other minor beings, lesser beings, basically. But son to Mr. Yep. I mean, it's kind of what that means. So
Isn't that where like Mr. Satan came from?
yeah, Satan's son.
See, that always confused me. I'm like, wait, that's Hercule. Why is everyone calling him Mr. Satan? What's going on here? And apparently, I didn't spend enough time on the internet. Continue,
Yeah.
Itchy Fizz.
Oh, so since they didn't need genders for the longest time, they didn't have one. But over many centuries and stuff, they did start developing a sense of self, because they were given free will just to kind of see what would happen. And in doing so, they started developing personalities and stuff. And especially when humans came around, they did actually start. Their forms started to actually reflect actual things. Yeah, the biblically accurate representation of angels. The scary. That's kind of what celestials. Yeah, they they just kind of looked like whatever. It was probably really scary to humans. But then they really liked the human forms. So they took on their own version of that after a while. And in doing so, some actually gendered their form to kind of match, and their voices and everything to kind of, match how the personality, how they felt. Like, by like, basically their gender identity. And but not all of them did. There's some that were like, we can't make babies. I don't need that.
So, what you're saying is you're an angel.
I'm not. The gods and goddesses are in the equivalent of angels in Christian lore. That would be the closest. They were allowed to meddle a little bit with Earth until finally Boss Man put down some actual rules and was like, wait, I gave y'all free will. Now I don't want y'all breaking stuff. So stick to your own area. And in some religions, they're called, gods and goddesses, and they're kind of assigned what the humans kind of guessed and envisioned. And so sometimes they're not quite accurate to what the actual celestials envisioned. But when it comes to Christian lore, the angels, the description of angels is basically the description of the celestial gods and goddesses. Werewolf Jeebus.
They're multiplying.
Oh, do you know Piper? She would love the hell out of your name. I mean, I do too, but
This is true. And welcome, Low Spec Linux, Apollomy, lovely Sherry, Kotov, who I should be speaking with in about a week or so about some very interesting stuff and things as well as yes, Werewolf Jeebus. But no. Okay.
Kotov, I like this. It's warm and possibly very itchy, but very warm.
We're going with code name Itchy Fizz because
Itchy Fizz.
Yes, Fizz. It looks itchy to me. I mean, it looks warm. But yes, looking itchy. Oh, as well as we have a kitty joining us. Oh, welcome, Miss Moira. Thank you for joining as well. But okay, but wait. So what you said is humans kind of guessed a lot of the celestial hierarchy within some of the different classical theologies and stuff like that. I'm going to reiterate. So you're an angel.
Well, I'm not. I'm like a lower being, I guess. I'm not sure angel hierarchy, but I guess if the gods and goddesses are archangels, I'd be like a cherub, maybe. I like I don't know. One of them made me because they can make the celestial beast. It's like how there are greater demons and lesser demons, and greater demons have big thinkering powers, but they themselves can technically create lesser demons that are more like animals. Itchy fees. Yeah, itchy fees. Number one fees. I got hugs and ear scratches from Moira. Woo!
Yeah, you got. Oh yes, yes. Oh! You get scratches. You get scratches and scratches. You earned it. You earned it, Itchy Fizz. Now, again, I'm just like, wait a second. So if what you were saying as you were describing celestials and you were using the traditional interpretation from a lot of older classical scripture,
Hmm.
I are you sure that like maybe we just use those words for you all?
Well, that's what I assume. That's what they assume. So they're like, oh, okay. Well, these humans call us these names, or refer to us by these names or these descriptions. These humans over here, they have their own names that are more catered to their language for us. So the Celestials do know that they're known by like a gazillion different names and have been throughout history. Uh, some of them probably even have all of their names memorized,
Or maybe written down somewhere.
right? Some of them are like really into that, and some of them are just like, I'm gonna call myself this.
Now, well, I mean, that kind of sounds like the internet in a way,
Hmm.
because remember, on the internet, on the means of destruction. Why? Well, the means of production was taken in all its relevant forms, and sometimes before creation there must be destruction. It was also totally available, so I snagged it. But oh, Kotov, did you know that whenever you accelerate, it's the same as if you create a black hole behind your back? I believe it's called the Unruh effect. I covered Professor Bill Unruh's talk from a little earlier in the year. If you search Unruh on the channel, you could probably find it. It's very interesting because what happens is those equations, it's more or less the exact same thing as like the Hawking equations. You may have heard of like a brief no, what was it? No, that was Roger Penrose. I forget what it is. I think I actually have the book somewhere. I didn't read it. It was the old roommates. But what was it? He was that famous physicist guy that ended up unfortunately coming down with, was it Lou Gehrig? I forget the disease, but he ended up being bound to a wheelchair, but he was still a really smart dude.
That's Stephen Hawking, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
I may or may not have also gone to school with a kid named I believe they were different people. Can't confirm that. But essentially, those two equations are essentially the same. It's just the particulars of how it happens. We're like, but that's the thing. My base thing is, wait, as long as you're accelerating, technically what you're doing is you're outrunning the power cosmic behind you, but you must constantly be accelerating. And I sit back and I'm like, wait a second. I mean, like, I'm not sure if that's consciousness. Again, apparently it's very hard. But, I mean, would that explain, like, free will? I mean, like, because here's the thing. Okay, number one, human beings very often, we like going fast, especially when we're accelerating. It's a wonderful feeling. You gotta go fast. Yes, that's all why we also like hedgehog movies. But these are reasons where it's like, okay, that's a thing. But I'm like, okay, what if this applies, like, not just on like our large macro scale, but what happens if it applies on more of the nano scale, perhaps the quantum scale? Basically, like, if you're in a particular situation and it's like, I must make a decision now. Why? Because I don't know, a T-Rex, saber-toothed tiger, it's crazy Tamatsu Ichi Fizz, Ginormai or Gigantus is coming at me trying to eat me. I should probably run or go hide behind a tree or in a cave or something like that. Basically, what I'm saying is, if our noggins start getting a jogging, can they be accelerating? Because if all the little stuff and things that make up us, if all of a sudden we enter a state where we're accelerating, and as long as we're constantly accelerating, like, is that free will? Is that a
You're
thing?
very tired, it sounds like.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's the thing. Fizz. I don't know about you, but if you've ever watched Piper, which a lot of people seem to like to watch Piper, but as long as she remembers to actually do the right stuff and things, and okay, other reasons, but I'm
Do
just
the right stuff and things.
Yeah, those are my filler words. It's also part of my quantum wave function of everything, and the way to troll the world. But essentially, my thing is, I'm like, okay, people like to do stuff, and basically, like, if you're in a flow state, like some artists will say this, it's like, all right, I'm just like in the zone. You're cranking stuff out and everything. And you're like, as soon as you stay, the easiest way to describe it is like in Super Mario Brothers. Like if you remember, like Mario, he gets like the star and he starts running
Yeah.
along and he hits somebody, you get like 100 points and 200 points. And if you hit a bunch of dudes and monsters fast enough, lots of people too, but if you hit them fast enough, you start getting one-ups. And if you keep getting them, you get one-ups more and more often. I kind of view it that as the flow state. In the recent Dragon Ball Super, I believe it's called Ultra Instinct. What it is, in a dude's interpretation of on the internet, is basically you're putting out the maximum efficiency for minimal effort.
Nice. I'm not sure that I recommend having black back holes though, but that sounded racist.
I
Okay.
apologize.
That sounds dangerous though. But nice.
Yes, that is a spelling. Unra. It's very fun. Oh no, very offended Moira. That I think that was from like a couple of minutes ago. I apologize again. But I might get some dude from work on at some point because I believe he's a born again Christian, because I think he may have made some mistakes earlier in life. So he's like, I need to find religion or I'm just gonna destroy everything.
Oh no.
But we were talking about different stuff like in the Bible and everything. And it's like, all right, he's going for like some of these old tales and stuff, and he's bringing up some of these numbers. Like, oh, like, well, basically, it's like, why triangles are important. And I'm like, I did a video on that, again, featuring Professor Wolfram here. And what it is a triangle is essentially the smallest, strongest shape. Because like if you have like a square, if something smushes the top, square can go, ooh. But a triangle is fixed.
Yeah.
A triangle was also how I hacked tech ed class back in like I think the 7th or 8th grade. We took tech ed. Our job was to build the strongest bridge possible, and we had 2 chances. The first time, it's like keep everything even. It's like, all right, build a bridge. I looked at where broke on the bridge. The places that broke were literally just like the edges and stuff. So I'm like, all right, well, what's the simplest way to maximize my toothpicks, glue, and construction paper? What I did was I literally just built a triangle and threw all extra glue and toothpicks on basically the very edges and the part that broke. My tech ed teacher, he then put my bridge on his testing thingamabobber, and he put his 2x4 on where he would break our bridges. And he cranked it, and he cranked it, and it went all the way up to the maximum. And I think I cracked his 2x4. It was that everyone started copying me after that, apparently, and then he made that illegal for some reason. I'm like, what? You're making like science and physics illegal for your test? Oh my god! Get some pressure-treated wood, my dude. Just saying. But what were we talking about? Oh yeah, scripture and stuff like that. Yes, tangents. Welcome to the Meme Destruction channel. CoHost Fizz. Her links are in the doobly-doo. But the thing I took away was he was like, oh yeah, triangles. Triangles are strong. And apparently I wasn't even thinking like the Trinity and stuff like that, which is a big thing within Christendom. And Apparently,
Plenty of others actually too have like the main. It seems like their main focus is usually on 3.
Hmm.
Hmm.
No, I mean it's a cool thing, and maybe some of the basic constructors of our realm of persistence. And we have our good friend Professor Wolfram again, Stephen Wolfram on triangles and tensegrity. I'm not saying I'm totally playing the long game. Totally playing the long game. I noticed these things because I had actually asked them that I should probably redo that video because I forgot to plug in my laptop. That's why it's darker there. But oh yes, can Dungeons and Dragons help us solve the multiverse? Yes, these things are very important. But apparently, then he went into the number 7, and again, 7 apparently it's a lucky number. People like it.
Yeah.
So it's also the break in scale symmetry when you start decomposing like all of Thad's model with everything there. It's like, huh, these are very important things. So even a few months before that, with my friend Jen, my co-host in the Eigenragers channel, which I still need to upload all that science stuff there. Basically, she was saying, like, what's the deal with like 7? It's like human beings seem to be able to remember like typically about 7 things plus or minus 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like here's a series of different words and associations. It's like, but once you get much more than that, it's like, it's just very, very
easy
interesting.
to organize up to 7, like mentally organize information.
That's reminding me of another diagram that I was watching about combinatorial logic. It's basically just a triangle with a thing in the center, and it's got all these lines. So it's like things can go here, here, there, oh, boom. But yes, I did watch that episode, and that my brain needs shielding from inertia. Well, I think that's why you have a helmet. You're not always. I don't always watch it, but now, oh, that's right.
You have a helmet to collect all the stuff when you're freaking suddenly decelerate, and that helmet's gonna help keep the mess at the minimum for other people to clean up.
Now, could we make it like an OtterBox Defender? So, like, you know, like, dude, the OtterBox Defender, in my opinion, this is not a paid advertisement yet, but all I know is that's probably the greatest phone case ever. Like, even one of the dudes at work, he's like, yeah, I literally like fell out of my phone, out of my jacket while I was crossing like a 3-lane highway, and it's like, I watched that shit get run over and everything, and it's like perfectly fine. However,
I gotta tell you something about the OtterBox Defender.
Go
on. So Piper might be the most epically clumsy person because she managed to accidentally break her phone with the Defender on it by dropping it down some stairs and watching it bounce down the stairs, and with each bounce a new piece of the case came off until what was left at the bottom of the stairs was a caseless, busted ass phone.
How is that even possible?
I made fun of her for so long for that. I think she actually cried because, you know, those things are expensive, I guess. Both the case and the phone.
But I'm still trying to imagine this because it sounds like she managed to break the case somehow.
Yep.
And that's like the hardest part to break. Even when my phone got run over by like a fully loaded, like 8,000 plus pound pallet jack, with all its pressure being concentrated on like a 2-inch like solid wheel, it's like the case was there. The phone just went too much pressure. But
honestly, what it is where all of that pressure goes. So if it's falling flat or falling on the longer side or hitting on the longer side, especially when it's rubbery, which I think is where it got so much bounce from, is that rubbery parts. But it can just evenly distribute the energy a bit more. It's why you can lay on a bed of nails but you can't lay on like one nail. One nail will puncture, but a bunch of nails you can actually lie on that without getting punctured. Um, assuming they're spaced far enough. So these OtterBox in theory are definitely heavy duty. They are awesome. I'm pretty sure what happened is Piper managed to drop this thing with that first hit, and that hit managing to find like a corner of the case, or like the right spot on the case where all that momentum busted this one part of the case instead of being distributed throughout the case by landing, on its front or on its back kind of deal. And then that rubber adding to the bounce. So that was just like it got to have like a million drops over and over again down these stairs. And if that first one hit in the wrong spot, that's it. That's where the pieces start coming off. Because it took that first hit for you, but it took the damage too. But then it keeps going. So then it can't take anything for it because the damage already got started the first hit.
So she somehow managed to apply Piper's Warlock curse on it after initially critting it with. I'm going to use this as supporting evidence for my hypothesis that Piper is clumsy Xena. And that reminds me, somehow she managed to do to her cell phone, protected by the highest level, or at least my personal favorite, armor for a cell phone. It's kind of like when Xena would do like that pressure point, she'd go, boom! And it's like,
Yep.
Just cut off the blood flow to your brain. You have 60 seconds to let, and she would interrogate people like, oh my God, that's so straight up torture. Means the Destruction Channel does not promote torture. If we legalize dueling, I'll totally support that, though. Now, had she just put the case back on?
It was actually new. The case was new because she she freaking because she knew she was clumsy. That had been, other than some actual malfunctions, that had been what took out her previous phone, was the fact that she was clumsy. So she was like, this is what made it so damn funny. And she was like, no, I'm getting the most expensive freaking phone case I've ever seen, to make sure that my phone can withstand my clumsiness. And so like her own clumsiness is like the universe was like, hold my beer. It was like, here's how you set up to where you drop it just right to completely bypass all that protection.
Piper is she's special.
Yeah, she hates it. She hates
Very
it so much. I'm
special.
probably not making it any better when I bring it up a lot and make fun of her for it. I tell her like, hey, look, you're special. Just not in the way you want to be. Like, look, Piper, you've got like powers. You should like think that's cool. She's like, shut the hell up. It's the worst powers ever.
See, now my thing is, I'm like, okay, usually in video games and stuff, sometimes there'll be a component for characters called luck. I feel like Piper hones the spirit of anti-luck.
Yes. She would prefer to have zero luck. But instead she was given a crap ton of just bad luck. I keep telling her she just needs to figure out how to weaponize that. She only figured out how to weaponize it against herself so far.
I'm not gonna, there are certain situations where I'm like, what is the most ridiculous thing that could happen? I'm like, that's not gonna happen. And then I watch Piper do it. Like at one point, I told her it's like when you were fighting Bat or something like that. You were having your battle. I had done a little preview, and apparently she was watching it with Lug, or she thought she was watching it with Lug, and then she plays it, and she's listening and everything. And then I go back because I'm literally on a run and everything. I'm like listening. I'm like, wait. I pop back into the point where she's just there. I'm like, this is awkward. Look, thing comments says, yes, the sounds of silence and everything. And then it's to the point where it's like, okay, she's saying something about a cat. I think I know what video that's about because I like to get around when I troll. We should treat people equally, or at least how we would want to be treated. I hear that's important, but at one point it's like, wait, I didn't share it? You guys were just listening to me ramble and everything? Oh my god, that was hilarious. She also got mad at me because she's like, don't clip me with my makeup. To be fair, she started talking about booty shorts right thereafter. I was distracted. That's my current story that I'm sticking to. Wait, why are we here again? Oh. I have some splaining to do. But, so...
I want to tell Werewolf Jeebus something really quick, though.
Okay.
That's because I am Fizz/Fizzgady. Piper is Piper, and the puppet is G-Iggity. He's a different character. Does not go by Fizz. It's very confusing because apparently Piper's not really creative in naming, and she just names everything she likes Fizz Giggity. That's how I ended up like this.
This explains a lot.
She can name characters left and right, but for some reason her own stuff, she's like, oh, I'm gonna call you Fizz. I'm gonna call you Fizz. I'm gonna call you Fizz Gig. I'm gonna call you Fizz Giggity. Yep, super creative.
Now, see, here's the thing. This is why Piper, I believe, would be like a good physicist, because like the physics community is known for coming up with some of the absolute worst names or the most generic names for different stuff and things. It's like, what's the current held generalized consensus of physics models? The standard model. Yes. Right next to my ABC Cola, my 1, 2, 3 cereal, yada yada. It's like, okay, you can totally do that. I just find it funny. But you know what?
I think in science, if you get too fancy with the names, you're gonna confuse people, especially if they can't pronounce it.
Awesome one. Don't you even meme that into existence. I'm just imagining what would happen if Fizz and I fused. Oh wait, no, Giggity.
Fusion dance.
Oh,
would that be you and G-Iggity?
I believe that's correct. Well, in this case,
technically, my actual name is Fizz Giggity, though.
We're trying not to confuse the things, but since Awesome One said it, I guess there's no choice. We must do what we must do. Here we go.
All I need to do now is one final monster to the field. I sacrifice my Queen's Knight, my Jack's Knight, and my King's Knight.
Is he? He is!
Almighty protector of the sun and sky, I beg of thee, please heed my cry.
Rock and roll.
The ancient chant. He knows it.
Transform thyself from orb of light and bring me victory in this fight. I beseech thee, grace our humble game, but first I shall call out thy name.
It's me. I go by G-Iggity now.
Behold the third Egyptian god!
Now what's Yugi gonna do?
Unbelievable.
He played all 3 Egyptian gods at once!
Yugi, the true test will now begin!
See? You were included in that as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm still waiting for Jolly to play that on one of those puppet shows and everything for Giggity's actual intro. I'm
Right,
gonna
that
hold
I
you
think
to
that'd
that.
be pretty bitchy. It might be a little bit long.
It is, but have you ever been on one of Jolly's shows?
I was on there once to yell at his goat.
Hmm. Wait, I thought you came on from my show too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think I was on there twice. This is all like okay. So Piper likes animals or something. There's a bunch of animals here, and that is how me and G Iggity ended up here. She thought she was bringing home more pets.
Just be wary of bath mats. They can be both 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional. I hear.
Oh, yeah, that's the goat. That's the goat.
Oh, that one. Well, I mean, T-shirt's an interesting fella there.
Yeah,
Little on
the
edge.
goat named Basmat. The one that said I was you.
Yes, yes.
Gross. Yeah, that one.
It
That guy.
was totally their fault.
Oh yeah.
I need to keep eating a taco, don't I?
Squinting is not really working out for me apparently.
It's okay. We'll get you some extra points and stuff like that. Oh, awesome ones like your eyes look very Katy Perry there.
Yeah, dude. I had Pfizer eye before it was cool.
Oh my God! Wait, hold on! I just realized that reference there. I'm not on top of the means of the. Oh my God, that was Katy Perry. I just heard person that was. Oh my God! I
No,
apologize.
more than likely, that was like makeup being sticky. Cause she was very subtly trying to just tug, which is to try and unstick her makeup without ruining the makeup.
Oh, you can do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. She's tons of stage makeup on because the stage lights will wash you out. So you're putting on like really, really thick makeup that's actually like way darker than you would normally wear too. And yeah, it can get sticky if you're under stage lights, especially if it's getting melty. If it's getting melty, it'll get sticky. And she definitely has the false eyelashes. So you got the eyelash glue. It's just that holy crap, it really looked weird. It really looks like a malfunction. Not as far as blackface, not that much makeup. You doing that, you doing that for other reasons.
Yeah. I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm not even necessarily sure who I need to apologize to, but I apologize. Probably like at least a half dozen communities. Probably more by now. I've been on the internet far too long. But okay, yes. And neither myself nor Fizz, to my knowledge, are doctors. To speak to your doctor about any type of medical decisions.
Yeah, that's one thing. That's what's more likely. Like, because she was having like a like some were saying that they were like half their face was paralyzed and stuff. Like, well, then it wouldn't just be her eye, but man, she just really made it look like she was a malfunctioning robot that needed to push a button to sync up her eyes. Like that's what it looks like. Which was it was creepy. That was creepy.
I mean, it could also potentially be allergies. I'm just saying, when I was outside earlier, I looked at my ragweed plant because I totally needed the weed, and it was opening. It had those cool looking puffy things that transperse the seeds and everything. I'm like, ooh, it's like cotton and everything, except it goes everywhere.
Well,
Is that how cotton
I
works?
think that would explain why Piper's sick. Ugh.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
No,
her
she didn't
face
do
is
it.
gross.
It's okay. Hey, she has a lovely face.
Oh, but I mean, it's gross when like all like everything's leaking out of it. Like I'm pretty sure the stuff's supposed to stay inside.
Well, it depends on what's leaking out. I mean, hey, to each their own. Doesn't necessarily bother me. But then again, I am a weirdo. But where was this? She was wearing trash as a dress. Could have bet. Wait, what? Are you talking about
Her costume
pipe?
looked like a bunch of like recycled cans or cans that need recycling.
I mean, it's you should separate that and actually maybe like recycle it. But wait, were you talking about Piper or Katy Perry?
Katy Perry.
Oh, pop culture reference. I mean, it would be kind of weird if you know what randomly Piper was wearing when she's not on stream or something. And apparently, Miss Mellons did that to a larger YouTuber that was kind of getting stalked at one point. At one point, she was like, "Yeah, sitting there with your black shirt. Why don't you close the window, bro?" And apparently, he was wearing a white shirt and had the window open, and he got wicked creeped out. And I'm like, Mela just rolled in there to just do some light trolling because of the causal relationship. It's like, oh, you just look at random picture of this dude was often wearing a black shirt. Didn't happen to have his camera on at that point because maybe he was a little creeped out and stuff. And I mean, a lot of people had their windows open. I mean, I had my window open. You can hear cars and stuff go by. But she literally just popped in, just saw something about a stalker, and said two random things that happened to be the exact random things. And people were like, oh my God, it's the Uber stalker. Miss Mellons, you are a troll. I respect you. This is the thing. This is why the people I tend to get along with most are the people that can turn trolling into an art. Because I feel like there's a lot of, and not hating on, hey, you can do whatever you want to do. But I mean, is that what you have to do? Just say, I feel like there's a lot of lowbrow trolling. It's just like, it's not even trolling. It's like,
yeah, there's lowbrow trolling, and
no,
then
no,
there's there's artful, like that's the good stuff right there.
So, something where it's just like, I feel like I would watch that on a show, love this part about the show, and share it out. I'm like, I hear folks say it's like, well, treat life like a movie. Well, wouldn't you want to put on the best show possible? I mean, I mean, what else are we gonna do? It's thoughts.
If you're gonna like go out there, at least be entertaining, bruh. Damn. But I was gonna say, you sent some pictures. Like you had like some snacks you brought back.
Oh no! See, that was a book. See, I had a book that was signed by Thad where I end up using your part about snacks and everything because I mean, hey, this is something that basically helps explain a lot of apparently our realm of persistence itself. And I'm like, this is really cool here. I'm like, oh, some may say it's a snack. I mean, it's a large meal. I'm still trying to digest that itself. Oh, but Thad, he had some, I believe, at one point he had the world's best rock collection, and he pulled out a couple of, I believe they're dragon eggs. They were like wicked shiny and everything. I think it's kind of like out of Game of Thrones. But I just remember I looked at these things. I'm like, oh my God, they're so amazing. Hold on, I have right here.
Eggs are delicious.
What? Where are the eggs? What?
Well, I
they
mean,
were just here. Like, no, there were two eggs in this picture. Like, literally before the show. It's like, what?
I thought you brought back snacks.
What? Fizz? No.
I told you to bring back snacks.
I'm trying to not contradict the words that just came out of my mouth. This would be the most appropriate plot twist if we were living in a movie.
Indeed.
How did you eat them? I thought they were petrified.
Only the outsides.
Oh, so it's like an M&M?
Yeah, the inside was still you could still there was still food in there. It's a circle of life, bro. Animals eat other animals. Humans eat other animals. Some humans even eat other humans.
낮에는 따사로운 인간적인 여자 커피 한 잔에 여유를 아는 품격 있는 여자 오빤 강남스타일 강남스타일 오빤 강남스타일
I don't know how I explain this one away. Yes, the one time my co-host accidentally ate my petrified ancestors.
Okay, when you put it that way, this sounds a little bad.
It's not going to be as bad as what's going to happen in about 8 hours.
What? What?
You didn't inherit something else from Piper, did you?
Oh. No, unlike her, I enjoy the digestive process. It's very fascinating.
Oh, yeah, no. Food is the most amazing thing in the world. It's like, how do we even chocolate, bro?
Right? Glad I'm not a real mortal realm wolf because I wouldn't be able to enjoy half the foods that I like. But I found out like you eat some stuff and you could change the color of your poop. So that's kind of fun to try to do.
What?
I said I think the whole digestive process is really cool.
Wait a second. I don't think that's where babies come from. What? Wait, is that where babies come from?
Some dinosaurs.
It's like those little like gel pellets that you throw into some warm water, and then like after like a minute or two, it turns into a small little dinosaur that's larger than its shell.
Ooh, I wonder what would happen if you swallowed those like regular pills, like medicine pills.
Fizz, are you gonna be a mommy itchy fizzy?
If I take some of them dinosaur pills, probably. They wouldn't be real though.
Now, I mean, awesome one. We can only hope that somehow a celestial wolf girl's digestive system will lead to petrified dragon eggs turning into little dinosaurs. I'm not keeping my hopes up, though. I can understand that guy, but I don't understand my boss. I'm not sure if you're referring to myself, someone else in the chat, Professor Wolfram. Fizz, I believe, identifies as she, her, / Itchy Fizz, Tatsumaki Kitty, something. I don't know.
Tatsumaki Kitty. What?
What was even? What was that? I just heard some squeaks.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes I do that when I'm laughing. Other sounds come out. Yeah. Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Oh, they're talking about.
낮에는 따사로운 인간적인 여자 커피 한 잔에 여유를 아는 품격 있는 여자
Oh, okay. Yeah, Sai. Whatever his real name is. Oh.
It was the first YouTube video to hit 1 billion views.
Yep.
I watched it a number of times, and I often request it at weddings. It's a fun song. Just because you just go around, you move to some crazy uplifting music, and you're like, oh my god, this dude's crazy. I feel so much better about myself. Did I just explain my core demographic? Or
Oh
my targeted
no.
audience? I don't know. I
did
Everyone-
want to answer a question. Some people were saying that I sound and look a lot like Piper. Yep. Yeah, that's my bad. You see, when I came here, I had a physical like animal like wolfy kind of form because I didn't have a name.
Oh.
And she was like, I should call you Fizzgiggity. Haha, that would be funny. And then all of a
Oh.
sudden, I had a human form. And I was looking right at her when it happened. So I ended up just copying her because it was very sudden. It makes her very uncomfortable.
Were you wearing clothes?
No, I didn't
Was she-
copy her clothes. Those look like a
What?
pain in the ass.
Was she wearing clothes?
Yes.
I
Not pants,
believe
though.
well, duh. But I believe in mortal speak, that's called awkward.
Yeah, that's what she said. Ha! That's what she said. I don't know why that's funny. But, yeah, so I'm trying my best to change my form, but I don't really have enough powers to do it. So she complains about that a lot.
Well, how long have you been in this form?
I met her a couple years ago.
Okay, so you've been in this form several years?
A couple, yeah.
Well, all I know is right now, just looking at you, Fizz, it looks like you're kind of like a caterpillar, if you would. You've grown an outer pupa, the thing with the Pokemon that has the hard shell and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, like
It's like a
a
cocoon of like
metapod and stuff.
yes.
Yeah.
You're like in Metapod,
Kakuna,
but
one of
yes,
them.
a cocoon that turns into like a pupa or something like that. It looks like you're getting ready to shed an outer layer.
Oh, is that because of my costume?
I mean that sounds good, right? It's a good excuse. The show is not
Yeah.
intended to be a factual statement.
I do know this. Like, as soon as I started streaming to everybody else,
Oh,
I started making my own friends. I noticed that I do have a little bit more control of like moon powers than I did before. And I'm hoping that increases, and then maybe I can change my form to make her not so uncomfortable.
I mean, I'm not sure how much more uncomfortable you could make Piper because, like, I take Piper, she's a talented, lovely young woman, and I'm like, okay, yeah, she really likes werewolves. She really likes werewolves. She was literally that werewolf girl combined with Daria. It's like, okay, I understand that mimetic. It makes sense to me. She's operating about as I'm actually very impressed. Principles can sometimes, at least allegedly, be hard to. The internet can destroy your soul. I know it has mine, but all I know is I'm like, okay, now if I were to take Piper and just have her have a thought bubble and kind of have like a chibi version of what if I was a werewolf? It's basically you.
She does say that it's my fault everybody's calling her a furry. I think it's funny. She getting frustrated. She needs to not sweat it. She says the part that weirds her out the most though is the she's constantly like making me put on clothes because she's like she doesn't want to see herself walking around naked.
Now,
Clothes are uncomfortable, man. They suck.
have you heard of
She more has a problem that she thinks other people are gonna see me naked, and by proxy, that means see her naked. And she's kind of she a little conservative, but she hates
What?
pants too. So I mean, I don't get her problem.
I mean, that's like a jumbo shrimp. It's like, okay, I understand the words, but I'm like, I think the first or second time I came around Piper, it's like, oh, that sounded wrong. Nobody would ever clip that. But all I know is I'm pretty sure she was like topless. Like she was topless stream before I even got there. And that's impressive.
Yeah. Look, the secret. Look, give her the right alcohol, and she stops being a freaking prude.
This
I keep reminding her that, like, you just mad because you sober right now. That's what's up. You just mad because you sober. You wouldn't care if I was walking around naked if you was drinking that wine. A twig. His dad is funded, and EVS talks to her now. Fizz's
Go
dad
on.
is funded.
I have no idea. Awesome one knows what's going on because I get these references. See, this is why I listen to people and like I'll hear different things. I'll see things because on the internet there occasionally are a few crazy people, and I say this as a crazy person on the internet, but crazy people notice things too. And thanks to some of my fellow dudes on the internet, shout out to Nolan. That's how I kind of came across all these things, got this trip set up and everything, went out to Utah to the physics monastery, and man, oh man, all I know is some of the things that are going on. It's like, okay, all of a sudden I'm like, all right, have you ever heard or seen that like crazy picture of what we call the periodic table of elements? It's got like the 118 elements, but it's like, it kind of looks like a wonky, like 2D, like transformer. It's like Optimus Prime's Price squashed out and part of it removed, and yes,
I think it's cool. It's like humans are starting a collection. It's very good. Got to catch them all. Got to find all them elements.
yeah. Well, see, the thing is, apparently, we think we've caught them all. Like, apparently, you can't get above element 118 for some reason, and that seems very interesting because why 118? Like, as far we got like 93 billion like light years or something like that we can kind of see out in our little bubble here. Like, our realm of persistence, what we refer to as universe, appears to be pretty flat. So it's like, what the heck's going on here? How much longer does it continue? Potentially about 10 to the 32 meters. Just
Yeah,
an
Pan has
educated
a
guess.
big imagination, and I don't think he can turn it off. So we're just gonna keep going.
Spheres, yes, spheres. All I'm saying is this weekend, I really learned that that pi is important. It's literally integral to pretty much everything that's going on here.
Pi is life.
This, but all I know is there's so much stuff that's going on, but where is it? Oh, wait a second. Oh, we also played your little thing before because we can. We're gonna do it again.
Go do
Well,
again.
yes, we're gonna do it again, and we'll get Fizz's thoughts on this. Yes, thoughts with
Woo!
Fizz. Here we go. We'll do that. Yes, there was a lot of pie, and for some reason my mind went to this because I'll give my comments at the end.
Hi. Memes isn't actually here right now. He's in the hyperbolic. He's in another castle.
So help me if he blew up the hyperbolic time chamber again.
I think he's pooping.
Although this is going to be weird.
Title of the conference was something like Ground Truth or Turtles All the Way Down. And so it seems as though there's one rule ad. I don't think it rules them all.
Yes, it's on the back of an infinite number of hyperrural turtles.
Would somebody say cheesecake?
Which brings up a very interesting question: is cheesecake pie?
Fishies!
I love the fishes because they're so delicious. Gotta go fishing.
Fishies.
I could eat them every day, and my mom says that's okay.
I think I lost memes, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know where he is. I hope he's okay and brings back snacks.
There's people are commenting on the outrage of hacking the universe on a MacBook Air.
Here's some more stuff you can use, memes. Cut it all up.
I ate too much pie today.
Angry Fizz.
I think so. I think cheesecake is already pie. And it has crust, and so does cheesecake, which is why cheesecake is actually pie.
It's topologically correct. And I told the folks there at the monastery, I totally showed them that, and they got a complete kick. Fizz, you put smiles on people's faces. They also know you exist now, too. I'm just saying that, I think Fizz is temporally, audioly blocked there. I think, oh my God, you're gaining gravitational energy. You're getting a power surge so much that you couldn't even broadcast your own voice.
Boomer and stuff, and I ain't even a boomer. Technically pre-boomer.
What did you say? Oh, you said boomer. I thought you said something else, and I was. Never mind.
But no, I was gonna say, you see, way back then, or for one, I didn't know how to change my name on this thingy, but also, I sounded a lot more like Piper, because I was, mimicking her voice completely in the beginning, and I'm starting to change my vocal cords a bit. It's kind of where I'm messing with the powers right now to try and morph. That's all I got so far. That's as far as I've got. But in the beginning, man, so much confusion. Trying to hold conversations with her and any other person. If there's a third person involved in the conversation, chaos.
Oh, I feel like y'all need a skit with like you, Piper, and G Eggity. All I'm saying is if some of that happened to leak on the internet somewhere, there may be a highly entertaining clip coming of it.
That's not a bad idea at all. I'm gonna tell
wait.
Piper. I'm gonna tell
What-
Piper. She's gonna
What-
hate
what-
it. I'm gonna tell her though.
Well, see, this is the best part about the internet and reality because, okay, I feel like a lot of folks they take the internet as, well, this is my movie. It's like, okay, are you trying to do something useful? It's like, I mean, you could try to do the whole path journey of the hero or something like that. Whether it's Hercules, whether it's Xena, whether it's freaking whoever, whatever, and you want and everything. It's like, but all I know is, I'm like, okay, cheesecake. I learned from Frizz that cheesecake is pie for a number of reasons. I gave like a 2.5 minute answer, and it's like, yeah, here's one sentence that explains it better. It's like, okay, that a lot of the memetics also put out seem to eerily in a beautifully creepy way actually seem to make sense for our actual realm of persistence, especially when we may or may not have done some philosophizing this weekend. And yes, Kotov, this should be out there because apparently this is allegedly actually true. In the whole math jazz, this little squiggle right here is what we call pi.
Yeah.
I had never seen this before this weekend. Apparently, when you do this, and you do in the extended fraction form where you just do this, okay, so it's like 3 plus over 2, okay? And then you just plus 6, 3 over 2. Why the heck is there 6 like all the way down? And you're just taking every
6 is all the way down.
Yeah, no, yes, but you're also taking like all the odd numbers and you're multiplying them by themselves. And apparently this comes up with like the exact number to like a circle or half a circle as we know it. That seems rather odd. What's going on?
Everything has a purpose.
Oh my god. Does this mean it's pi all the way down?
Pie's all the way down.
Turtle
pie.
Oh my god. I don't even know if this is better or worse than
World exists on the top of a giant turtle.
Yeah, he was off a little bit. It's just turtle pie. A giant turtle pie.
Oh no.
With the nuts and the chocolate and
hide your teenage mutant ninjas because Fizz is apparently getting hungry again. I have no idea if other little dinosaurs will come out in the next day or two. Here's hoping. Otherwise,
Oh, I didn't even mean eating turtles. I meant turtle pie, like it's a type of dessert pie called that, and it's very good. But yeah, I hear turtles are pretty tasty too. Like there's like a turtle soup or something.
Well, it's about time that the old dusty trail. Fizz, why don't you let the good folks know what you, Pipes, Giggity, and all your band over there has got going on.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Well, Piper's got her own channel. It's Adventures of Piper on YouTube, and she has Piper's Adventure on Twitter. She's got a website. She keeps saying she's gonna make me a spot on her website, but like she hasn't. Adventuresofpiper.net. She does like comic book stuff mostly. I like playing video games. On the Twitch. So I'm at Fizz Giggity everything, and that's mostly what I do. Hang out with internet friends and play video games. G Iggity has turned into such a freaking diva. Like when she came back, God. But she's pretty exclusive to the Snow Dove Music and Entertainment channel. She doesn't have her own stuff. She just hangs out over there.
Groovy. We got links to almost everything there except Snowdub and everything like that because he hasn't played G Iggity's thing yet. And I totally forgot to add it. I apologize. But with that, thank you for joining everybody. Code of Awesome One, the lovely Sherry, as well Werewolf, Jeebus, a Ptolemy minion, low spec Linux, and anyone that may watch temporally in the future as well. I apologize for everything. Welcome, Eric.
Oh,
This man is a light in the darkness. I believe he actually is an actual reverend. He's able to play the game quite well. The problem with being a nice guy, though, is it can drain the soul. That's why we need to get together like Matter or Antimatter. I say this as I totally skipped out on meeting up with everybody watching Black Adam this weekend. I owe you all.
how dare you?
I know. Did Piper ever find anyone to go with her?
Nope. She still has not seen the movie.
I mean, I would totally see it with her. I already blew my travel budget that I didn't even really have.
This is what she gets for being a hermit, I told her.
Well, I mean, Kermit was a really good frog, but we won't get into that lore. It's very sad about the original Big Bird, but yes, I understand. Yes, okay. Truth be told, I did tell Eric where I was going. At least one person knew, but he's a man of God, so I knew he wouldn't say anything.
That's not really skipping out if you at least told them.
I did preface when I was asked, it's like, as long as I'm not in Utah that weekend, I end up being in Utah. But these things happen. So before I get myself into any more trouble, peace out, everybody. Be safe. Fizz and Piper's stuff and things. You can find them in the doobly-doo, right in the little thingy. And yeah, be safe, everyone. Because you never know when...
I gotta sing the Doom song now! Doom, 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 doom.
Peace out, everybody.
Have you guys checked out the Memes of Destruction's channel? He's an interesting dude. I like him.